Check one. Check two.
Yeah, this is mine.
Okay, that's easy to remember. Maybe you could do since you started. I'll just
Good morning. We're going to begin today with some singing. This is a new song, and it's Be the Light by singer-songwriter Leah Morris. It's inspired by the poem The Hill We Climb by Amanda Gorman, which was read at Joe Biden's inauguration. So we'll do, because it's new, we'll do a little bit of a call and response. I'll go first, and then I'll gesture to you. The words should be behind me. Yes, they are. Perfect. So, there is always a light when we are ready to see it. There is always a light when we are ready to see it. There is always a light when we are ready to be it. There is always a light when we are ready to be it. To see the light, to be the light, to raise our eyes in the dark of night. To see the light, to be the light, to raise our eyes in the dark of night. To climb this hill, together we will. To climb this hill, together we will. We'll try it all together from the top. There is always a light when we are ready to see it. There is always a light when we are ready to be it. To see the light, to be the light, to raise our eyes in the dark of night. To climb this hill, together we will. There is always a light when we are ready to see it. There is always a light when we are ready to be it. To see the light, to be the light, to raise our eyes in the dark of night. To climb this hill, together we will. There Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Bonjour tout le monde. My name is Lisa. I'm here to do the board announcements today. We only have two. The first one, and most importantly, is save the date to welcome Reverend Lar. We are having a barbecue a week from today on September the 7th. To help welcome her, we will be, I've said that. We are looking for volunteers to help with setup, serving, and/or cleanup. If you are planning to attend, please follow the link to the RSVP in the EUU. This is particularly important for those of you who would prefer vegetarian and/or gluten-free food options. If you would like to contribute to any of the volunteer efforts, you can indicate so at the bottom of the RSVP form. Announcement number 2. Join the Mess We Are In study group beginning Thursday, September 4th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. in room 3 here at FirstU. The 3 sessions will focus on the book Red Flags, A Reckoning with Communism for the Future of the Left. And you can see the EUU for more details or contact Mess We Are In at firstunitarianottawa.ca. Enjoy the service.
Good morning, bonjour tout le monde, and welcome everyone to the First Unitarian Congregation of Ottawa. Whether you're here with us in Worship Hall or watching from wherever you may be, you are welcome. My name's Alexis. I'm delighted to be here today with Lee Rose, who will be leading our collaborative Poetry is Divine service as part of our summer service series that we're weaving together around the broad theme of looking back and looking forward. As we begin our time together this Sunday, let us take a moment to ground ourselves in this place by acknowledging that our FirstU campus is located on the traditional, unsurrendered, and unceded Algonquin Anishinaabe territory, and that the work of reconciliation is a responsibility of our congregation and of all Canadians. Our goal is to educate ourselves and all those that have the willingness to understand, to be of service to those who are at risk, and to advocate for justice. Now, let us join our voices together in song. Please rise in body or in spirit as we sing together, O ye who taste that love is sweet, number 296 in the gray hymnal. The lyrics will also be on the screen above. Thank you for that, Jen. If you are new to FirstU and would like to learn more about us, please contact us through the email at welcome@firstunitarianottawa.ca. If you're here in Worship Hall with us this morning and would like more information about FirstU, you can find it at the welcome table at the back of the pews. We encourage you to sign up to receive the EUU, our weekly email newsletter. Sign-up information is available on our website under the EUU Weekly Newsletter tab. You can also access the EUU on the website or by using the QR code on the back of your printed order of service. Check our Facebook and Instagram pages and our website for notices and updates. Our calendar is as full as ever with a mix of both online and in-person opportunities to be together. This morning, each of us is welcome. We of any heritage or faith, whatever our burdens, of any culture or race, of any gender or orientation, in any body, all that we are. Today we are a part of this spiritual community.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. There we go. It's lovely to be with you on this beautiful Sunday. I was going to ask Rennie to help light the chalice, but I think the children are starting downstairs already today, so Alexis is going to stand in for Rennie today. So we light our chalice this morning with these words from The Lamplighter, a poem by Robert Louis Stevenson. My tea is nearly ready, and the sun has left the sky. It's time to take the window to see Leary go by. For every night at tea time, and before you take your seat, with lantern and with ladder, he comes posting up the street. Now Tom would be a driver, and Maria go to sea, and my papa's a banker, and as rich as he can be. But when I am stronger and can choose what I'm to do, O'Leary, I'll go round at night and light the lamps with you. For we are very lucky, with a lamp before the door, and Leary stops to light it as he lights so many more. And oh, before you hurry by with ladder and with light, O'Leary, see a little child and nod to him tonight. Thank you, Alexis. Our chalice is lit. Come, let us worship together as we sing our chalice song. Each week we pause in our time together in recognition of the joys and sorrows in our lives and across the globe. We honor our celebrations and challenges by placing a stone in a bowl of water. As the ripples extend outward, imagining them continuing out beyond these small bowls, out through and past our pews and into the larger community of all. First, a stone of solidarity for labor, for workers and for unions who remind us of the power of organizing and collective action. A stone of joy or sorrow, depending on your perspective, as we usher in the start of a new school year. For the new notebooks, pencils, and the possibilities that lie ahead. A stone of joy for the late-blooming brown-eyed Susans in my garden, and the reminder that despite the cooler nights and earlier sunsets we have as August eases into September, there's still plenty of summer left. We invite you now to come forward to honor your own joys and sorrows by placing stones in water. That last stone, as always, represents all that remains in the silent sanctuary of our hearts. Today we have one caring card for Donna Downer, Michelle Jackson's mother-in-law, who lost her husband recently. The caring card is available at the back for us to sign. Even if you don't know Donna, signing the card is a way for us to extend our care to others who have brought their energy and their sense of community to this space. Let us now move into a time of stillness and reflection. After several moments, we'll come back together through the gift of music. I didn't break it, Julie, I swear. Kinda did, though. In English, we say, I miss you. But in poetry, we say, I trace the shape of your absence in the spaces where your laughter used to linger, and let the echoes of you fill the hollow hours. In English, we say, I wish it were different. But in poetry, we say, I water the garden of could-have-beens with tears, waiting for flowers that refuse to bloom. In English, we say, I'll be okay. But in poetry, we say, I gather the shattered pieces of myself like broken glass, knowing someday even scars can catch the light. Poetry is divine, isn't it? So I think this might be the last time we're doing the sacred objects out of our the treasure chest, or the space that we're holding for the summer series. But for me, I brought today 3 books of poetry. Felicity by Mary Oliver, The Great Wake by Nina Barkut, and Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. I also brought my notebook because this leather notebook has followed me around for a number of years. And for me, I sometimes collect sentence fragments or poetry sort of as things speak to me. And so there's a collection of words on here and in my notes app on my phone where sometimes you just collect a turn of phrase or a word that speaks to you in a certain moment, and I'm like, ooh, I'm going to save that for some other time. And I think that's the divinity of poetry. And so today, the format of our reflection is going to be a little different. Think of this more like an open mic night poetry reading than a typical Sunday service. Yeah, is that great? And so poetry, I think, is divine, whether you're writing it, reading it, or even singing it. And so my hope and invitation today is that you leave inspired to seek out and revel in the divinity of poetry. And so to help spark your revelation, I've invited 3 people to each share a poem that speaks divinely to them. And in true UU fashion, our intention in the sharing isn't to prescribe a specific path to the divine or to recite poetry with overtly religious themes, but to enlighten us to the divinity that surrounds us and that is alive in each of us. So the first poet and member of our congregation that I'm going to invite to join us is Nina Strang. All right, welcome, Nina.
Hello.
How are you on this beautiful Sunday?
I'm feeling good. How are you?
Very well. So you're going to share a poem that you wrote today. Can you let us know the title of your poem?
It's called A Sapling's Prayer.
Perfect. And why is this poem important to you, or what speaks to you divinely about this particular poem?
This poem is a yearning. It's a recognition, an acceptance, and an invitation of inevitable transformation. It speaks on themes like self-love, grief, gratitude, and embraces possibility and change rather than resisting it. I think this poem is a way for me to speak into existence my higher aspirations and manifest them in relation with the divine. And then I just want to finish with, I think poetry is a grasping for the divine and finding it hiding in plain sight. I think that we are all divine and that we are also the poems.
Beautiful. Before we have you share your poem, has everyone been to like an open mic night or a poetry reading or a slam, things like that? So we know the etiquette of the finger snaps, right? If something resonates with you as you're listening to it, please, if you're okay with that for your poem, like if something slaps, or as my daughter would say, if it resonates with you, just feel free to give those finger snaps. It's a way to sort of show your solidarity and your appreciation for the words that are being shared, in a way for you to identify and celebrate the poetry. So Nina, over to you for A Sapling's Prayer.
I never want to stop growing, sprouting my branches far and high in the sky. May my blossoms keep blooming. May my leaves travel miles while they fly. Underneath this fertile ground, may my vast roots get tangled in each other, so I might learn to love myself, whilst I find and love another. May I continue to learn lessons from all around, for I'm a seed far spread from my mother tree. May I see all things with value, for danger says tomorrow is no guarantee. I used to envy the birds for their flight. I still miss my leaves when they fall, but I'm a tree, and whilst that lasts, I'm going to give being a tree my absolute all. They told me one day I'll be cut and feed a fire. May I bring warmth, light, glee. May my ashes fly up higher. This may be all I am, but it's not all I'll ever be.
Thank you so much, Nina.
Thank you.
All right. I'd like to invite Reverend Lara to join me here in the little poetry slam living room that we've set up here this morning. And today you're going to be sharing Picking Blackberries. Why does this poem speak to you?
Well, thank you for the invitation to share a poem with all of you. This is a poem by my colleague, Lynn Ungar, whose wisdom resonates with so many and has carried many people through the times of the pandemic as well. If you don't know Lynn's work, look her up. But what resonates with me about this particular poem is at this time of the waning summer days, blackberries are a treat, and we wait for them. And if any of you, like me, have thrown your dog's frisbee into a bramble of blackberries and then had to go and dig it out, you have found your reward while the dog waits less than patiently outside of it. But what this poem speaks to me about is, it's a reminder and an invitation to think about what you are willing to risk for a sweet reward. It's about moving outside of your comfort zone with the certainty that something greater awaits, but needing to make that choice to move deliberately and carefully, but surely, towards something that may be uncomfortable, but is worth it. What will you give for a taste of summer's last sweetness? This jeweled crown of thorns rings every path and highway. No use pretending you've not heard sweet temptation chatter through the vines. Taste, eat. Put your hand in the thorns and come out dripping juice. King's purple spread from hand to tongue. Reach gently, or you will find your thumb full of thorns, and your pail filled with unbearable tartness. Reach gently, but reach. The sweetest berries hide toward the inside, hidden beneath leaves barbed like critics. Balance, if you must, precariously, held by will and longing from the net of thorns. If you want the ripest fruit, relinquish safety. Guard yourself with only these words, whispered like a prayer through purple lips. Peril, abundance.
Thank you so much, Reverend Laura. All right. So I'm going to share a poem now, and then we're going to have Jen come up, and our anthem is actually going to have some more speaking around the importance of poetry. But I'm going to share a poem called Love After Love, which was written by Derek Walcott. And for me, this poem is divine more. The words are important and they're profound, but I think the divinity in how it was shared with me in the moment. And it's my good friend Jillian, who is in Chicago, just watched. She was going to be here today, but she went to go see Oasis and a Cubs game. So Jill, you're having a great time in Chicago. But Jill, I usually do Sunday brunch after church at the Newport restaurant down the street. I go every Sunday. It's a ritual that that my partner and I used to do together, and I still go. And sometimes I'm by myself, but sometimes I invite a friend. It's kind of like my standing appointment is, smoked salmon, eggs Benny, poached medium over at the Newport. And so last week, Jillian joined me for brunch, and we share poetry sometimes back and forth, and she shared this poem. And I think what's important about this poem and poetry is that sometimes you might not be ready for it. And so like any kind of like scripture or divine texts or things like that, like they exist. And if I had read this poem, it was, 2 years ago, shortly after the loss of my partner, I wouldn't have been ready for it. But it came to me, and it was given to me over breakfast or brunch in the right moment. And so there's something for me about the lesson of, the words might not be ready for you, or you might not be ready for the words. But there they are. And when you are ready, and when that moment does come, it can be a pretty divine and a pretty profound experience. And so I'm going to share Love After Love, written by Derek Walcott. The time will come when, with elation, you will greet yourself arriving at your own door, in your own mirror, and each will smile at the other's welcome and say, "Sit here, eat." You will love again the stranger that was yourself. Give wine, give bread. Give back your heart to itself, to the stranger who has loved you all your life, whom you ignored for another, who knows you by heart. Take down the love letters from the bookshelf, the photographs, the desperate notes. Peel your own image from the mirror. Sit. Feast on your life. Thank you, Derek, for those beautiful words. I'm on a first-name basis with Mr. Walcott, who I've never met, but those words speak so profoundly to me. And with that, I'm going to invite Jen to come up and share a few words about our anthem and how that poetry is divine for her.
All right. I get to sit on the couch. Thank you for this lovely idea for a service, which is so beautiful. When Lee spoke about the topic for this service to me, I thought, I'm the music director here at FirstU, and I thought immediately of a piece by Abby Bettini's called "Be Like the Bird," which some of our choristers have sung before and would be familiar with. So that is going to be today's anthem. It's a piece of poetry set to music, a piece of poetry by Victor Hugo. So I'll read it in the original French, which is a little bit of uncomfortable courage for me, so I'll apologize in advance for any errors. Soyez comme l'oiseau, posé pour un instant sur des rameaux trop frêles qui s'emploient la branche et qui chante pourtant sachant qu'il a des ailes. And it was written in 1834. In English, it's the translation that Abby Bettini's has used is "Be like the bird, that pausing in her flight a while on boughs too slight, feels them give way beneath her, and sings, knowing she hath wings." So for composer Abby Bettini's, this poem carried a special meaning to her because it was a favorite of her grandfather, who was an Episcopalian minister, and he often used them in his services, in his sermons, to inspire, to talk about courage in the face of adversity. And she felt called to set this poem to music when, at age 29, she was undergoing cancer treatments for the second time. And inevitably, I tell people this, and then they're very worried about her, and she is fine. She's now a 3-time cancer survivor, and she's still writing beautiful music that is sung by our choirs here and choirs all over. She's a wonderful composer. For this text, Bettini's chose to create a canon, or a round, which is basically when multiple voices sing the same melody starting at different times. She says, "I thought setting it as a canon would be the perfect metaphor for getting through the rough times in life. Because a canon is a melody that, given time and a few friends, creates its own support system of pitches and rhythms," which is such a beautiful way to put it. And I have a little anecdote or example of this in action is in December 2020, one of the choirs I was conducting, and this is the most air quotes ever because, it was Zoom and there was no singing, but one of the choirs I was working with organized a remote Secret Santa that year. And the most touching gift exchange that happened was a chorister recorded herself singing this song and sent it to her recipient so she could sing it in canon with the recording and feel the love and support of her friends around her, which she tells me she did endlessly whenever she needed a pick-me-up or to feel some support in that time. In that long period of time, we weren't really able to be together and to sing together. So yeah, I love this setting of this text. It's a beautiful and it's sort of haunting, but it also has hope at its core, I think. And to me, it's a promise that when life is hard or frightening and when we're grieving or we're lonely, that we will find healing and peace and hope, as Abby Bettini says, given time and a few friends. So I'll invite the choir up now to share this lovely piece of music with you. And I'll sing it the first time through just to, you can consider that my delivery of the poem.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Jen. As the choir assembles, that's going to bring an end to our poetry reading today for today's service. I want to thank Nina, Reverend Lara, for coming and sharing your poems with us. And again, the invitation as we leave today is to consider the divinity in the words, in the poems, and sometimes even in the advertising or the things that surround us, to just sort of be open to those things. And so I hope that our short poetry reading, our cafe-style reflection this morning helped to provide that for you. So Jen and the choir, over to you.
Singing high.
I'm not gonna lie, I had a slight heart attack at the end and thought a bird had escaped in here, and it took me seconds to realize, oh, that's part of the song. So thank you for the lovely effect that you added at the end of that, Jen. And once again, thank you to Lee, Nina, and Reverend Laura for sharing their poems today. And now we ask our ushers to please start passing out the baskets at this time. Our congregation has a long history of care, vitality, and bringing people together to move the arc of justice forward. We've been able to live into our hopes and dreams because of the generosity of those within and beyond this community. Whether you're here in Worship Hall or anywhere else, you are a part of this community. We rely on one another to keep this congregation vital and resilient. If you have any questions on how you can give, please go to our website or contact our finance manager to find out how to make a donation or keep up with your pledge. Those in Worship Hall can also use the QR code on the back of your printed programs to make an online donation. Our gifts are freely given and gratefully received. We dedicate these gifts to the work of this community of faith, serving human wholeness, caring for the planet, upholding religious freedom, welcoming the stranger, and loving one another. And now we'll sing together once more. Please rise in body or spirit as we sing Earth is Our Homeland, number 309 in the gray hymnal, and the words will also be up on the screen.
Before we begin to close this time of worship and reflection, a reminder that food and household items from our grocery support program are available for those who would like some in the room adjacent to Fellowship Hall. If you're new here, still feel new, or simply welcome some conversation today, please pick up a green mug as you enter Fellowship Hall, Exhibit A. Doing so will help others looking forward to a conversation find you. And if you see someone sporting a green mug, approach them. Ask them about who they are and what drew them here this morning. The start to another great conversation, I'm sure. Next week, we officially welcome Reverend Lara in our in-gathering service. Please remember to bring a modest amount of water from a place that is meaningful to you for that service. And now, as we prepare to extinguish our chalice, let these brief but salient words from the eternally divine Mary Oliver guide us forward on the roads we will follow this coming week and beyond. You're going to have to blow it out, dear, because I can't find the snuffer. Okay. All right. I'm going to read the whole poem. Things take the time they take. Don't worry. How many roads did St. Augustine follow before he became St. Augustine? Done. Please rise and body your spirit as we come together one more time in song, as we sing Spirit of Life, which you can find as number 123 in our gray hymnal. We'll sing it through first in English and then en français. And like a haiku, today's service is over. May we always remember that we are people of love, providing a place in this world for our spirit, a place called home. As now we return to the challenge and joy of helping the world come alive in love, let us go forward with love and poetry in our hearts, sowing seeds of justice from our hands and peace in our steps. Go in peace, my friends. Go making peace. Happy Sunday.